Hello again, everyone. Edwin here, back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Mars sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects of the natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Mars sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart, you may easily find that energy and vitality, which is Mars, to do things you're naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. The thing about this is now, let's say, the South Node is in Taurus as an example. The things you're naturally proficient in may be tied into simply making money, generating income, accumulating possessions, being self-reliant, or it could even be, doing something Taurus-related, like Taurus-related field, such as carpet laying, geology, architecture, agriculture, gardening, cultivation, banking, finance, working as a pawnbroker, as some examples. And another thing too is that sexual partners, which is Mars, may be in agreement with those things, the things that you're naturally proficient in, again, which is the South Node. Now, let's say if your Mars is in Aries, as an example, one or more sexual partners may actually be in Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are acerbic, aggressive, assertive, forceful, courageous, brave, confrontational, combative, and also could be impulsive, abrupt, and impetuous. Now, another thing, too, is that the people that were prominent in your past, which is the South Node, may admire and respect your courage and bravery, which is Mars. Now, if Mars is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, you may express a lot of courage and bravery, as far as defending, home and family members. I know something about this because my Mars is in Cancer. If Mars is in Aquarius, it could be, showing courage and bravery, in matters, where you're, for humanity, in general, if you see something that's inhumane, you may, stand up for, something connected with that, environmental matters, as some examples. Now, it could also be that you may, have a little difficulty. I want to actually say you may easily stand up and fight, for those people, people prominent in your past, which is the South Node, when necessary. Now, if the South Node is in Gemini, as an example, people prominent in your past, one or more of those people may actually be a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or embody the traits of the sign. It could be, those that are mercurial, loquacious, dexterous, adaptable, versatile, quick-witted, but maybe overly talkative. You may be gossiping, as well, as some examples. And also, too, there may be a little difficulty in finding the drive and motivation, which is Mars, as far as expressing the natural built-in abilities connected with the South Node position. Now, let's say, if the South Node is in Aquarius, as an example, the natural built-in abilities connected with the position may be tied in with expressing ingenuity, altruism, consideration for others, selflessness, being unorthodox, just general uniqueness. It could be doing something, areas related, whether it be astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, as some examples. Now, another thing, too, is that there may be little trouble and difficulty finding the enthusiasm, which is Mars, in going away from the negative qualities associated with the South Node placement. Now, the thing is, if you have your South Node, say, is in Leo, it may be overly, attention-seeking qualities. It could be, expressing, arrogance or being overly bombastic or flamboyant. As some examples. If the South Node is in Aquarius, it could be overly, bizarre or idiosyncratic behavior, as another example. Now, another thing, too, is that another way Mars sextile trine the South Node may manifest or pan out in the natal chart is that overdeveloped and redundant qualities connected with the South Node position likely won't have, an adverse effect, on your connection with Mars-related people. And I say Mars-related people, that covers a number of persons. It could be sexual partners, surgeons, people that are in leadership positions. It could be those that are in law enforcement, or people that are involved in sports and athletics. Now let's see, overdeveloped redundant qualities. If the South Node is in Virgo, as an example, those overdeveloped and redundant qualities may be connected with a lot of over-analysis. It may be, kind of like seeing, the Dwad within the Dwad, an astrological placement, as an example, analyzing things to the point where they don't need to be analyzed, dissecting things to the point where they don't need to be dissected anymore, as some examples. And another thing, too, about Mars sextile or trine the South Node in the natal chart may also manifest in Mars-related people being beneficial to what you need to leave behind, which is the South Node. Now, again, the Mars-related people, can be associated with sexual partners, leaders, surgeons, people that are, involved in law enforcement or some sports or athletics. Now, the thing is, if you have the South Node in Pisces, as an example, which you need to leave behind, it may be tied in with some kind of addictive, tendencies, something that you may be addicted to. It could be, lethargy, or just, being, relaxing, just too, much, or it could be, habits, that are tied in with oneself undoing, as some examples. Now, the thing is, if you believe in this, you may have easily and readily expressed courage, enterprise, and leadership, which is Mars, in a past life, or even expressed it in the earlier part of your life more so than you would in the second half of it. The thing is, the South Node, is in Libra, as an example. And if you believe, for those that believe in the past life connection with the South Node, in the past life you may have been like a diplomat or somebody in arbitration or a legal field, a person that may have been very relationship oriented, as some examples. And another thing about the Mars sextile or trine South Node in the natal chart is there may be a good amount of activity, just a lot of actions in general, which is Mars, during that first half of one's life, which is the South Node, but not to the point of exhaustion, just being able, to expend the right amount of energy, that is needed, and not overdoing it, not succumbing to overexertion, as an example. Now, let's say, if Mars is in Leo, as an example, Mars in Leo may give, inexorable energy, but at the same time, you may be able to, pace yourself a little more, not, overdo it, as far as expending energy. Mars and Leo may also, have a lot of activity, associated with creativity or attention-seeking ventures. It could be things with acting or entertainment, working, in a recreation park, or doing something with sports, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.